Hello, hello, welcome back. Hello, Andy.
Hi.
This is Kevin Hauser, aka Tattoo, here at the home studio of the one and only Andy Schectman.
Good to see you, buddy.
Yeah,
It's been a crazy day. I had been forced to drink.
Yeah, I'm going with water, but salud. Chindan.
You should never toast with water.
Water in a glass, not in the bottle.
Every time the guy drinks, I'm not there. It's like weird.
Mm.
Every time I hear you get drunk, I'm not there.
That is true. I don't know if
It's
it's
not
something.
cool.
It must be something about it. I don't know. But I did just get a note, Terry. If you're watching, which I know you are, because you just sent the comment. Without a doubt, I think it would make sense. We're not big fans of PSLV. When of course you can be going to physical as an alternative.
But in the world of paper, there is nothing better than PSLV.
Yeah.
I mean, Eric Sprott is legendary. The Sprott company is top notch, far better than SLV. But the thing that gets me is I think it's a 60 basis point management fee that you're paying. You could store physical silver or gold in a Brinks facility, segregated in your name, for less than the management fee that you're paying, which is deducted from the account total. Furthermore, when you pay storage fees, let's say you have $100,000 in silver in storage and you pay
half of
500
basis
let's
points.
say you pay $500
Right.
a year. At the end of year one, your storage or your cost basis goes from 100,000 to 100,500.
Correct.
Meaning when you sell the silver down the road, the cost of storage is deductible. So it's even less than the 50 basis
Right.
points that you're paying. It's just a better deal to own it physically.
So definitely, I think if you want to do it, just call me tomorrow. We can discuss it. But long and short of it is, yes, I think it's a pretty good idea. So it's been kind of like a not such a crazy week this week in terms of fluctuations. It's been up, it's been down.
It is Monday though.
No, to my last week afterwards.
Oh.
But it was good. I mean, look, at the end of the day, we saw people were going nuts. The run was over. It hit its top. We're done. Then we saw silver run back to over 54. And then now it's back to the futures I think the futures are right now sitting at around 50 and a half.
I'll tell you what's interesting about this. But nice vest, by the way.
Thank you. It's my white one. I know that there were some people thinking I was going to go brown. I was going to go brown tonight.
Do you think it's weird that you have so many vests?
You ask me that, I think, every week, and I tell you no.
I mean, it's becoming kind of weird to me, actually.
It's going to be.
What do you have against arms?
I love arms. I just would like them.
Certainly, it saves money on fabric.
It doesn't, though, because the vests are actually, they
More
could be more expensive than actual full sleeve clothing.
Well, you're getting screwed then.
I know.
In that case,
I-
it's like the young kids that buy jeans with holes in them.
They're more expensive. Yeah,
It
the
makes
hole.
no sense.
Yeah, that's it. But you were just going to say something. And I think you cut off with the whole vest.
What were we talking about?
Well, we were talking about the moves that the gold.
Oh,
gold
silver.
runs over,
So
silver
yeah,
runs
so
over.
it's interesting. Right now, gold is in contango. Contango is a normal market function where the spot price is less than the futures price. Typically, when you're talking about any futures commodity price, you're paying for the storage, the interest expense, the cost of money. The further out you go, the higher the cost. So, you go out 2 years and the spot price may be 4,500, 4,600, whatever. The further out you go, the higher the price should be. That's normal. On the 28th of this month, in 9 days, those who hold long contracts have to declare. Well, they don't have to, but they typically do on that first day. Declare if they are going to roll it, cash it, or stand for delivery, right? So as you get closer to the delivery date, that spread will narrow and narrow and narrow to it should get even with spot, right? What we see in silver is the opposite of that right now. It's a 26-cent backwardation.
Mhm.
We're back in backwardation again,
Yeah.
which we saw remedied briefly by 50 million ounces sent to London. And all of a sudden, within a few days, backwardation started to rear its head again. They basically plugged a gaping hole with bubble gum and baling wire. And a 26-cent backwardation in the spot price, futures price, this close to futures expiration 9 days away, tells you that there's someone who wants silver right now, and there's tightness in the silver market. The leasing rates have come down, but last couple of weeks ago, they were as high as 100%, 200%, as we were $3 in backwardation. Speaking of extreme stress, now we're not there yet. the fact that we're almost at the declaration point and we're in a backwardation tells you that there are big people, and the December contract's a biggie because it's delivery for both gold and silver. The fact that the gold market is saying everything's okay, I guess. The silver market's saying not so much. There's not enough supply. There's more physical demand than there is bars to satisfy those contracts. I think it's going to get kind of interesting over the next 9-10 days. We'll see what happens, but I think it's going to be a huge delivery month.
And I think, do you think that anything has to do with China just came out and say something about their exports?
Yeah,
so
it was kind of like the U.S. Silver is now a critical mineral. China said, we agree with you, and we are going to limit exports to the point where every ounce that leaves China has to be permitted through Beijing. In other words, the government will say what goes, what doesn't go, and the free flow of silver, which China's a big exporter, a huge refiner, will put greater strain on the LBMA because they were one of the exchanges, the Shanghai Metals Exchange, that sent 20 or 30 million ounces to London at supposedly very high lease rates in order to plug that gaping hole with bubble gum. It obviously is leaking again. So we will see if China limits exports. And by the way, the U.S. calling it a critical mineral, all that metal that flowed back supposedly by tariffs, which it's not, they can just as easily limit or shut off exports out of the United States as well. The president can do it with the drop of a hat without congressional approval. And the fact that it has been labeled a critical mineral tells you it's now a matter of national security and of policy. So,
and of course, we're going to have to go out as a country and buy a stockpile because we ran out of all of our stockpile in 2020.
Actually, the government has taken positions in 2 or 3 mining companies up in I think they're up in Vancouver in the Golden Triangle, or up in that area. You have now government stepping in the resource sector the same way they did with General Motors. It's a different thing, but whenever you put mixed government with private enterprise, usually bad things happen. But nonetheless, it shows you that they are trying and taking very seriously the fact that it's about he or she who has the metals and the commodities wins. It's not just he who has the gold. It's obviously he who has the critical minerals. And one other thing, you look at China, not only do they produce the lion's share in the Eurasian continent of rare earths and critical minerals, but they're also probably they refine upwards ends of 95% of all of the world's critical minerals. We are lacking in so many ways, and looks like the government's now taking things seriously, including silver and platinum, not just the critical rare earths and the critical base metals that you would need to run a country efficiently. You can't be reliant on the rest of the world to provide that for you.
It's funny. I read something about the countries and central banks with metals. Did you hear that Italy was trying to raise money?
Yeah, I saw that.
Undeclared gold.
Yeah. Basically, that you have to, if you have a stash of gold, you have to tell them right now and pay a tax right now.
So basically, they give you a choice. So they're offering, the government's offering you a deal that if you have your hidden gold, you can declare it and pay a 12.5% tax.
So I saw that way back when. We used to do an awful lot in Switzerland.
Yep.
And when FATCA came out, the Form 81, I forgot the number. It'll come to me in a moment. But the Foreign Account something Act.
I don't want to say 81.
No, it's 81 something. Doesn't matter. FATCA. Which basically is a declaration of assets you have outside the country. They went to the institutions first. They didn't go to the American public. They went to places like Credit Suisse and UBS, and they said, you have 60 days to tell your clients either to declare or get rid of them, or we're going to freeze your accounts. We're going to freeze your SWIFT. The same exact way that they froze Russia out of SWIFT, they threatened to do that to these banks and freeze them in the U.S. So everyone got a letter that basically said, you have 60 days to either close your account or declare it to the U.S. government. And then the U.S. government came out, and for those people who have accounts outside the U.S., you have a certain amount of time to declare it. We'll call it a grace period. You won't get in trouble. After that, your ass is on the line. And that's, if you have metal in Italy, this is one of the things that I think worries people. I think there's less threat of confiscation than there is of a government doing something stupid like that. Let's just hope we don't see that type of nonsense here in the United States. Maybe in California you will, but
Yeah, I mean, the deal that they're offering is either you turn it in now for a 12.5% tax. Under current law, they will tax you 26% of the overall amount if they find that you have the hidden gold.
these are desperate
Instead
broke
of the
governments
26%
doing
capital
desperate
gains,
things
yeah.
that desperate governments do. It's pretty pathetic, and the Italian balance sheet and the Italian bond market is probably as bad off as any in the world.
But I think they're the third largest central bank in terms of buyers of gold. So I mean, it's still one of the big behemoths out there. So, but it was definitely an interesting read, knowing, because I've been getting calls all the time now about confiscation and can they take it away? Should I move my metals out of the IRA and take possession of them because I'm worried that the government's going to take over the
Yeah,
IRA.
I think they'll take GLD and SLV. You have BlackRock and JP Morgan as the primary custodian of SLV and pretty darn close to that of GLD, amongst others. Let's not forget JP Morgan paid a $920 million fine to the Justice Department, the largest that they'd ever handed out at that point for manipulating the metals market. And somehow the powers that be saw fit for them to be the custodian of the world's largest silver trust and one of the biggest gold trusts. I think that's the way they'd have their cake and eat it too, instead of going door to door to people who have NRA stickers on their mailbox. Basically not doing that, but getting the lion's share held in the JP Morgan vaults would probably be a lot easier to do.
Yeah. I think tonight, just because I know that you have a bunch of stuff to do, we're going to try and get through as many questions as we can.
You know me, that's impossible.
I know. Well, I'm going to.
Do you hear my dog? It's very distracting.
Well,
And not only do I hear her, I see her. She's between us right now.
I'll try not to.
Yeah, it's a little bit of a block. But
She's
this
an
is weird.
erotic
I'm seeing this because I know you don't have your glasses, so I'm going to read it. And Kathy wrote, I just noticed Andy. Oh, I mean Walter. What does she mean by that?
I hate you. Honest to God, I may stab you when this is over.
You know, you can hire Tammy. She's been known
Next time she pulls out the straight razor to cut your sideburns, I'm gonna tell her to slip.
Cut a bitch. That's it. Well, Kathy wants to know that she said, I just noticed Andy. Oh, I mean, is somehow in two places at once, Liberty and Finance.
Yeah, well, I did that.
Again.
I did that this afternoon. He posted a little bit later.
Yeah, a little bit later.
I had a long day today. I did several. I was on a game show too.
Yeah, tell me about the game show. I want to hear about that because I tried to watch it live, but it wasn't.
It was basically a billionaire. He's blind. He set all sorts of records as an attorney, won all sorts of awards, started several companies, and two other contestants had to, in 3 minutes, do a sales pitch as to why they would want our product.
What were the other pitches?
One was an accountant.
Accountant? Can't you just go to Chat GPT to be an accountant?
He kind of messed up a bit.
Okay.
I don't know. The other two, whatever they were manufacturing and whatever.
Is it similar like a Shark Tank?
Kind of. Yeah. You don't have a lot of time to really do much, which was tough for me, but it went well. It went very well.
3 minutes?
3 minutes.
Impossible.
I didn't get everything in that I wanted to.
Clearly you didn't.
But,
I mean, I'm surprised you got one thing in.
Me too.
I'm surprised you got past the Miles Franklin.
My name is Andy.
Yeah, that's it. That's all I usually get. All right, fine. We'll go on to the next thing. JDF wants to know, what about platinum? What about platinum? I'm not sure what she means by what about platinum. But
it's a similar situation to silver. They're trading 3 million ounces of spot contracts a day.
Much more rare, though, than silver.
30 times than gold, 30 times more rare than gold, at least. And they're trading 3 million ounces of spot deliverable contracts in London. And as Bruce Ikamoto, I'm butchering the hell out of Bruce's name. Sorry, Bruce. He is the head of the TOCOM in Japan, I believe. And he said, there is no platinum. And his words are loco, which means location, Zurich or London. There is no platinum. They're trading 3 million ounces a day. It has been in backwardation for, I don't know if it is now, but it's a metal that we've seen in backwardation before, meaning more physical demand than paper. It's a good play, but it's hard to find. The U.S. Mint hasn't made any platinum eagles in 3 years.
And when they did, it was like 37,000. It was minuscule. It was tiny. Let's go to Robert Hutchinson. He's got a good one here. Andy, can you please speak on China's not exporting silver, which we just spoke of, starting 12/1/25? Does that mean... What does this mean for pandas or others, I guess?
Well, pandas has nothing to do with that. pandas, they don't make a whole bunch of them anyway. What they're talking about is exporting silver that plugged a hole in the LBMA that is used for industrial applications. What you're seeing, in a sense, perhaps is the beginning of nationalization of assets. And instead of sending them around the world to, to the UK, to Europe, to the United States, they might want to just decide, hey, we are the hub and engine of manufacturing at this point. Silver is needed in so many manufacturing capacities that we are better off keeping it at home, and under the right circumstance or the right price, we'll let some go. It is in retaliation to us calling it a critical mineral, and which it is. And I would think that will probably limit exports too, but it's not good for the supply. It's not good for the LBMA. It will exacerbate this entire issue. Like that. Did you learn a new word?
No, that's my word. Exacerbate?
Yours is masturbate.
I don't know if that's the proper forum for the show. It's a
Mental
YouTube.
masturbation.
It's a family show.
Sorry. I'm sorry.
Okay.
It's been one of those
But
days. No.
But
But they will exacerbate.
Oh, wait.
See, exacerbate.
Okay.
See, now you
you
filled the
almost just did one of those
Freudian
things. That was like nuclear.
Yeah, it'll exacerbate the supply problem. And
It could go nuclear.
it could.
It could.
Nuclear.
Nuclear, right?
Right.
Okay. But I do have a question for you, and this is, I mean, we're joking, but this is a serious question, most likely. So
Very
the
doubtful.
gold eagle and the gold buffalo have the dollar currency struck on it of $50.
Right.
It's trading at, call it $4,000.
Yep.
Platinum trading at 1,500 ballpark, and it's got a dollar value struck on it of $100.
Right.
If the United States Mint continues and starts up again with the making of platinum coins, do you think that there's any chance
No, they won't.
that we will
reverse it.
start reverse?
It just goes to show the unusual anomaly where most of history, silver or platinum, has been much more highly valued than gold. I mean,
Well,
if
look
you ever
at the platinum Rolexes
if you
versus
ever-
the gold Rolex.
if you ever belong to Lifetime, the health
Fitness?
club, yeah.
Have you seen my body? Clearly, you know that I'm not a member.
By the way, for
by the
that,
way,
I got no comeback on
By the
that.
way, you know,
Listen, I used
Just
to go
saying.
there every day and do boot camp at 5 in the morning.
I know,
you
but that was when you were 17
No,
and
that
you
was
had a
when I
lot
was-
more
no,
regular colored hair.
That's when I had much more time. But what I'm getting at, you dipshit, is that platinum is the membership is even with Delta Airlines,
Credit cards.
silver, gold, platinum, diamond.
The gold card, it's the green card, the gold card, the platinum card, the black card.
Yeah.
So I guess they'll never change the platinum status, although it's now 1/3.
It's because you have an environment where the COMEX controls the prices on things and creates artificial prices. And one of the things that I think you'll see, certainly, I don't know when, but in our lifetime, is the COMEX and the LBMA lose their role as the primary price setting mechanism of the world.
And do you think it will go to? You think it'll go to Shanghai?
Maybe Shanghai, maybe Dubai, maybe the BRICS,
Right.
maybe Moscow, maybe St. Petersburg. I don't know, but these are the countries that produce it, that accumulate it, that understand it.
I agree. I
And
think
most
that-
of these exchanges are cash and carry, where
Yeah.
we are a futures market that creates distortions through the naked
Well,
suppression of paper prices.
If I'm, and correct me if I'm wrong, but in the Shanghai,
You're wrong.
you have to actually, if you want to buy a futures contract,
You have
you
to
actually have to go there and deposit metal prior to you taking out a
Not
futures
only that,
contract.
when you buy the metal, the contract number is laser engraved on your bar. So it's 1-to-1, whereas in the LBMA we're 400-to-1 right now. There is no laser engraving, because if there were, everyone's contract, 400 of them would have the same number.
Right. And you know what they say in Italy on that?
What's that?
Fugazi.
Yeah.
That's what it is. It's Fugazi. All right. So, John, I'm going to have you spitfire it and put them up.
Okay.
All right. You do it. I'm going to leave it up to you. So good. I'll read it because you can't read.
I can't see.
I know.
I can see the football game though. I just can't
Is
see
it on yet?
Yeah, it's behind you.
All right. Ridge Runner 907. What do you two think of the 64 Kennedy proof long term? I love them.
The proof?
The proof. 64 Kennedy proofs.
I mean, yeah, but I mean, the question is, how many 64 Kennedys can you buy instead of a 64 Kennedy proof?
Right.
In the end, it's about the number of ounces that matter, not the sheen on the coin. And
Richard Russell.
yeah,
There you go.
that's what he
Your
always
mentor.
said. He
I know.
was my mentor. And it is about the number of ounces and in the form that you get it in. So, I mean, I'd rather have 1,000 ounces in Kennedy's than 1,000 ounce bar, of
Yeah.
course. But the point of it is, think of your holdings as a hot fudge sundae. The vanilla ice cream would be better off being the 64 Kennedys. You could argue that the sprinkles on top could be the proofs. You can't get into trouble that way. It's a pyramid mentality where the base of your pyramid is heavy in content. Don't mess up the diversity of it in the respect that don't go too big so you lack utility. Never go bigger than a 100-ounce silver bar. Don't do it. There's no reason to. The 100-ounce silver bar still gives you great liquidity. But in general, to his point, if I were buying Kennedy's, I wouldn't really look to proofs unless I already had the vanilla ice cream
I
underneath
mean,
it.
you don't generally, you're not really buying proofs
But
for any modern day.
The
and modern
only
day
proofs
quiz.
I've bought, I buy 3 proofs every year, gold proofs for my kids.
Right, but
and
that's it.
That's it.
I know. Well, for me too, you got to realize too, most of the people that are selling you proofs or that are pushing proofs on you, it's because they're making, the dealers who are selling it to are making a tremendous amount more on the proof coin for you to buy them than they would on just your normal everyday bull.
Creating a story where a story doesn't need to be
Correct.
created.
Yeah. I mean,
Fugazi.
stamping it a couple of extra times, giving it a different sheen, a little bit more detail.
I mean,
But
it
at the
is
end of
cool
the day,
when
yeah,
you
it's-
talk about a Kennedy that's, 60 years old, 61 years old. Having some of them's cool.
Right, but
just
having
don't,
one.
Yeah, or a handful, but just don't let it be the base of your.
Well, it's like I tell everybody, even when it comes to the current year, Silver Eagles, whatever the case may be, if you're a collector and you want to have the years, I get it. But if you're truly stacking, I don't believe that it pays to pay up for the current year if it's going to be 30 cents, 50 cents, $1 more for current year Silver Eagles as opposed to random dates, the back dates, as long as they're in the same condition.
But yeah, you're right. But the
Well,
proof
nowadays,
coins would be 70, 80
Oh.
bucks. You're talking $30 more.
oh, and I
than-
mean now, no, the proofs on those. If you go to the U.S. Mint site, the proofs are going to still be probably in the 90. Now they're probably going to be well over 100. But when we talk about some of those
Well, that's another
BS dealers,
That's another point. The proofs that you get from dealers in PCGS, it says proofs 69 or
Yeah.
proof 70. They're not as worth as much as the proof from the U.S. Mint with the original box and papers.
Right.
If you get it in the PCGS holder, make sure you get the original box and papers with it too. It'll be worth much more. That's so funny. I can't see what that
it's
is.
Michelle.
Hi, Michelle.
Michelle,
What'd she say?
do I make you smile? She said, you guys are cracking me up tonight.
Oh, that's good.
Next time you guys are coming, Michelle, you're coming on with us next time. Wait, did she go back to New York?
Not yet.
When is she going?
We're having dinner with her Friday. You should come
Am I
say
having
hi.
dinner?
You can.
I can't believe I wasn't invited.
You're invited.
Am I going to be here?
Don't know.
I think we are. We might actually be going to
She's
Pennsylvania.
going back next week.
I hope I'm invited, Michelle. I hope I'm invited. If not, get me an invitation. I'd love to come. All right, let's go on. All right, we got another one. All right, OC Stacker. Okay. Has anyone seen the guy in the vest pretending to be a golfer at Miles Franklin Media, asking for a friend? Andy Schectman.
He's a good golfer. He is. He's a good golfer.
Only on, it's not every
Is he
day.
better than you?
He is 5 shots better than me. He's more consistent than I am.
Yeah.
He's the worst range player I've ever played with.
That
He's
is
a guy
true.
that can go to the range and shank every single ball that you see, and he's ready to walk away. And I have to give him triage and say, Kevin, you're a great golfer.
I'm surprised that you haven't called me Hauser Rocket.
But then he goes and shoots a 76. It's the
Yeah.
stupidest thing you've ever seen.
Yeah. Yeah. Hey, look, you know what? I went out the other day. My good buddy, what we call the Wizard, Eric and I, we were partners. We both shot 76 against my brother-in-law and another guy, Flip. And we both shot 76.
Hey,
And we
that's a-
lost by 5 holes.
That's ridiculous. And I played with Eric the other day. I did the Ray round. I was
You did.
Ray Floyd on the front. I shot a 37. On the back, I was Ray Charles.
Yeah,
I shot a
which
47.
the blind man played
Right.
that.
That's a Ray round, something
Yes.
you definitely don't want to ever hear in golf.
Yeah, that is
Let's
true.
proceed.
Okay, so let's go. Let's get a couple of serious ones out there, John. I have
don't want to
a
be
I have a
serious.
serious face on. I could see nothing because of the reflection of my glasses. Terry, Kevin, aka Tattoo, I have about 150K in PSLV.
We already answered.
In my Roth, yes. So Terry, as I mentioned, call me tomorrow.
Call me, Terry. I'll give you a better deal. I wouldn't call.
By the way, Terry,
Call me.
the
Terry.
Coffee that you sent me, spectacular.
Send me the coffee, Terry, and you are
We will-
in my Rolodex for life.
You're just going there tonight, aren't you? That's okay.
Better price,
Terry, I'll call you.
Better price, brother.
Okay. Crypto experiences by State Jerome. What do you think about vaulting gold backs, gold eagles or silver eagles at Alpine Gold and link a debit card to your account or maybe Glint? I mean,
I don't know how they plan on. Well, Glint is far more straightforward because when you're talking things that have premiums attached to them, such as goldbacks, such as gold eagles, I don't know how they plan on doing that. And if they're not giving you the premium, you're getting
screwed. Well, not
yeah.
screwed, but
You're
not getting the best benefit out of their program.
When you buy gold at Glint, you're buying it at spot plus maybe, I don't know what they charge, like 80 basis points, 0.8%. You're getting it at a much better price, and then it comes with a MasterCard that you can use anywhere MasterCard is used. And
But you're not getting the premium for that.
But there is no premium
Right.
on allocated, not segregated gold in kilo and 400-ounce bar form. It's a fraction. They democratized gold ownership with Glint. You can buy $10 worth. You can't do that with the program. I suppose you could with the goldbacks, but the goldbacks have a large premium. I have nothing against the goldbacks, but they have a premium that is far greater than the content of metal inside. How do they value it for you? That's the question. And the same thing would be true with, look at the Buffalo right now, right? Buffalo's, because the mint really sucks at keeping up with demand, premiums on them are $300+. So
we have them on special this week at 320 over.
It's crazy. It's 8%. It's insane.
Yeah.
Are you getting the premium when you vault it there? With respect to Alpine, I got nothing against them. I've never heard a bad word. And with respect to your question, only if you're getting the premium factored into what you are able to withdraw. Otherwise, you're far better off using something that doesn't have a premium.
Yeah, I don't see how it would work because the premium market changes, and every dealer is going to be different on their premium. So I don't really know how they would do it. So my guess is there's no way.
Yeah, it would be very difficult. I think in the end you lose out.
Yeah, without a doubt. All right.
Respect, of course. I got
full respect. 24 Baby Bull says, when buying Silver Eagle monster boxes, do you break the seal?
If you don't have to, don't.
Yeah.
In fact, for the first time, honest to God, for the first time in my career, bid prices are higher on strap boxes right now.
Yeah.
I used to say to people, it doesn't matter. It only minutely matters, maybe 30 cents a coin or whatever. But imagine your grandfather left you sealed boxes of, baseball cards from the 1950s, never opened. They would be worth more to a collector than ones that had been opened and looked through. So don't open them if you don't have to. Open one, because we fill them with rocks, and you don't want to ultimately find that out. No, I'm teasing. You just don't open them if you don't have to. And actually, keeping them in the cardboard boxes that they come in will make your life easier down the road when you want to sell them, because sending them back, you just put a new label on top of the cardboard box that the monster box is slipped into. Make your life easier, because it's hard to find perfect fitting boxes that the dealers use. You won't find them at Costco or Home Depot, wherever you're going to look for cardboard boxes. Open one, check it out, leave the rest sealed.
Kathy has a follow-up question on that. She says, really? It's a tax issue, because I was told if it had a yellow ribbon, it's worth more.
That's what Kathy's talking about. If I'm not mistaken, would you stop it? Are the coins issued from the San Francisco Mint, which had the yellow ribbon, and some of them, like the ones in 2020 when the Mint they were like emergency release because the San Francisco Mint was able to produce some. Those have a little bit of a premium. You don't have to open it anyway. Leave the strap on it, because if you pull the yellow strap, the normal mint boxes from West Point are white strap. The San Francisco are yellow. You cut it now, who's to know? Because there is no other delineation on the coin. Older coins, the old coins used to have mint marks on right underneath the eagle on the bottom, like the old gold coins and stuff. You would see an S or a CC for Carson City or a D for Denver. If there was none, it was Philadelphia. O for New Orleans. Silver Eagles that are minted in West Point versus San Francisco, you cannot tell but for the sealed strap. So that is true.
Yeah. Father Duck says, Andy, Kevin, what's the allocation for the new year look like? Is there new inventory coming in? And I was right about platinum, LOL. Yeah. I don't know what the new, I don't know what the allocation is looking like for 26. I know that we just started pre-selling 26s.
And they won't come out until the second or third week in January.
Yeah.
And this is kind of the heart of the issue with the Buffaloes. It's, to my understanding, the primary distributors had to announce their allocations for the fall in June, and it was slow then, right?
Yeah.
So a lot of the dealers, when Gold Eagles, we were selling for $70, $80 over spot, which is way below the mint cost for the new ones. They're like, no, we don't really need any. And then it got busy again, and nobody has Buffaloes. The mint didn't make them. And those that are out there are commanding a high premium. It's like very small.
I had a hard time, but remember I called you today? I called you
half ounce
maples. We had none. I even called Larry. He had none.
Look,
yeah.
Look, I'm going to throw something out there. It could be the tequila. By the way, very good tequila. I like it.
Yeah.
It could be the tequila, but
the tequila.
When the chief investment officer of Morgan Stanley says sell half your bonds and buy 20% gold, when Michael Hartnett says no, make it 25%, when Jeffrey Gundlach says 25% is not overweight, maybe, just maybe, some of these institutional people that these guys speak to, they don't speak to the public. They're speaking to the institutional traders, probably the ones that are bringing all the metal into COMEX. What if just a couple of them actually listened and started spending, 7-figure plus with dealers in the country here to buy this stuff like that? It's gone. And you've seen it. Tell people that and they're like, yeah, right, he's talking his book, but I'm not. This is an environment where such a small percentage of the public gets it. And if a little bit of the public wakes up at that level and starts to buy, it will drain this industry, which is a just-in-time industry where we normally will buy stuff months in advance from the mints. We know it's coming, but once, like the 2026 Silver Eagles, I sold 1,000 of them last night. So, we may have bought 100,000 Silver Eagles or more, 200,000. Yeah. By the time they get here in 3 weeks, we may only have 20 or 30,000 left.
Yeah. Well, we had that conversation with our client who still has a fair amount in cash, who's done a lot of business with us, but still has some cash that she and her husband are looking to do something else with. It's making them very, very skittish holding it in the bank and being in the market. And, I think that they were looking at potentially a 75% silver, 25% gold allocation. It's becoming much, much more difficult, even after speaking to Matt. And if we wanted to do it in coin format, there is very little in terms of, backdate or random year sovereign coins.
Yeah, that's the first thing that disappears.
It's almost non-existent anymore.
And let's just talk about your client's fear for 1 second.
Yep.
The banking problems. That is the title, I think, of this podcast. Something is alarming me, and I don't say that lightly. You were here during the repo market crisis in 2019. No, you weren't. So you weren't here then.
In the financial industry.
Okay, so there was the repo market crisis, for those of you that remember, where the overnight lending rates went up to 10% in a very short period of time for the overnight repo market. You go back to 2008, we saw the same thing, a spike in the repo market before Lehman Brothers collapsed and the great financial crisis. In both instances, when the repo market collapsed, we were told it was an issue of lack of liquidity in the system. The banks didn't have enough money, so the Fed had to come in and inject money into the system in order to keep the plumbing going. Now, the repo market is where the biggest banks in the world and hedge funds, they trade with another overnight, literally overnight. And when you really don't hear about it very often, that's what you're supposed to do. It runs in the background. That means everything's okay. The plumbing of the system works. Over 5 days, 2 weeks ago, the Fed injected $125 billion into the repo market. That's a lot. That's crisis level intervention. That's the kind of intervention we saw in 2020. That's the kind of intervention we saw in 2019 and also in 2008. In a normal period of time, if there's a little market stress, maybe $5 billion is put into the repo market. in high stress, maybe 10 billion. 125 billion is akin to turning on the water in your house every time, whichever faucet you turn on or whichever toilet you flush, you hear banging in the walls. You know something's not right with your plumbing. That's what this is. But the crazy thing about it is that this time the banks have twice the liquidity they had in 2019 in the repo market crisis. They have enough cash. This isn't about we ain't got money problem. What this is about trust. You have the biggest banks in the world that are saying, you know what? I don't feel like lending money to you hedge fund or you regional bank, even overnight, because you know what? I don't think you'll actually be able to pay me back tomorrow. When you see that, the alarm bell should be going ding, 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 ding.
Yeah.
Because this is where problems show up before it does in the stock market, before it shows up in the credit market or CNBC or Fox.
Those are the breadcrumbs that you talk about.
These are the biggest traders in the planet who are saying, I would rather hang on to my money and leave it in a reserve account at the Fed than lend it back out to even to overnight to another institution because I don't trust their mortgage-backed security collateral. And I just don't think they'll be solvent enough to pay me back.
Yep.
I'm out. Very ominous. This isn't about liquidity. It's about trust. And you know what? Everything is about trust. The world kind of doesn't really trust our institutions, the Federal Reserve, the Justice Department.
Why would we?
The Supreme Court,
shit.
the markets. And when you have a system based on trust, you're kind of screwed if that trust is broken.
Look at the markets just recently. I mean, even today we had Dow was off.
God, I kind of sound smart there.
Yeah, well,
Sorry.
no, you are this.
I don't know how that comes out of my head, actually, to be honest with you.
It just
Because I will
use
walk out tomorrow and my zipper will be undone and the tag,
will be in the back.
Right.
That's right.
It's just the way it
But you know, the
occurs.
market was down. Dow was down 560 points today. Nasdaq was down another 200. These are almost commonplace movements now. These gyrations, which I got to tell you, looking at some of these,
There's a lot of red on that screen.
it's a lot. Look at that. And by the way, the green are like little blips. I mean,
It reminds me of Christmas.
except there's very little green. I mean, this is pretty much just it's more like
It's
a
like
bloodbath
you're not
than
going to
anything.
have a Merry Christmas there, you
You know,
kidding?
that's my daughter calling. I'll have to call her back. Yeah, she doesn't really know. She just gets off work.
What's the question?
Firecracker says, "Are 1 ounce silver rounds good to hold?"
Sure.
I mean, it's 1 ounce, 0.999 silver, good to go. The only thing that it's not considered legal tender because it's not a coin. Father Duck again, Andy and Kevin, do you have monster boxes, 1/10 ounce gold Eagles, and how are in them? How many are?
5,000. Everything that
Right.
comes out of the U.S. Mint, by and large, with the exception of platinum Eagles, which are 100, I think.
500
It's
ounces.
500 ounces. So there's 5,000. If you get quarter ounces, there's
So a tube of 10th ounce Eagles, there's 50 in a tube, so you're getting 5 ounces per tube, and then there would be 100 tubes. Yeah, and they're great. They're almost like a little lipstick.
They are,
canister.
and they're a black box.
Yep.
The quarter ounce is a light blue box. The half ounce is a yellow box. The 1 ounce is a red box, and the gold buffaloes are an orange box. If you get the rainbow,
You're in
you're
good shape.
styling.
Yeah, you're in good shape. But yeah, we do have some of the.
But I'll also say this: if you bought a sealed box, it's not so easy. The only way to get it to you would be to ship it by Brinks at a considerable cost to a commercial location. If we shipped you all of the tubes in an opened box, we ship you the tubes separately and then the box, it would be free because of the insurance limit. You can't ship a box by a Federal Express for almost $2 million.
So Enjoy Being said silver Eagles
They're
in
over
New
2
Zealand are $109 per ounce, minimum of 100 coins. Britannias are $103 New Zealand per ounce. So that would be US dollar to the New Zealand dollar is about I think 57, 60 cents.
Couldn't tell
Around
you,
there.
but the only thing that even begins to make sense is that importation of silver, and most countries around the world carries a pretty hefty VAT tax, which I'm sure is baked into the cake.
Yeah, I think it's like just say I think it's going to be close to $60 an ounce.
Yeah, well, if you're paying a $50 VIG to buy it, it ain't
Yeah.
worth it. But again, you can
Well,
only do with what you can do.
Yeah, $61.63 for a silver eagle there. Right now,
so
that's
the
about
dealer is adding almost
Yeah.
80, 90%, and that's kind of crazy. But what is something really worth? You don't know what something is really worth, especially in a suppressed market. I would argue that these items are worth more than the crap paper that we're using to pay for it with.
So, John, I'm just going to take over on this one right here. So, Brian Kerr said silver went down again after that weird sideways thing. You know, I think that we're getting a little, I don't know what the word I'm looking for is, but I think that everyone's anticipation needs to kind of just be held in check for a little bit because we've made such an insane move this year in silver alone. We're up 70%. So, you know, we just literally went down from 53 and change, high 53s. They knocked us down to 45, 46. We came all the way back to over 54. And we're sitting right now in the spot market at, call it, just about $50.20. I mean, we're off 4 to 5%, roughly. Maybe 7% or whatever, maybe 8%.
You got
from the
this
top.
backwardation is showing you that some of the biggest traders in the world are offsides, and they're freaking out because in 8 days, the rubber or the silver meets the paper, or the rubber meets the road. You're going to have to come up with the silver. They're trying to manage it. This will not be an easy ride. And, you know, maybe his perspective is like mine. I remember 2011, it hit 50 like that and bang, it never came back. But the resiliency of this market is unlike anything I've seen in 36 years. It keeps coming back. And I think you just have to deal with volatility, and you have to have strong fingertips. Sometimes it's better just to shut the computer and go outside and don't look at it. And I know that's easy to say, or maybe it isn't, because I feel the same way, but you just have to deal with it. The bull wants to throw as many of you off its back as possible. The biggest money in the world is telling you, and now that silver is important. They're draining the world's exchanges and standing for delivery. But now the government has put policy as a national security measure underneath, as a floor underneath. Volatility is annoying unless you're a swing trader, but it's part of the game, and you have to deal with it or you're in the wrong asset.
Yeah, and Father Duck just said Japan just broke the bond market and was told that we have 30 days till it goes bust.
Yeah, well, and their currency's at its lowest level in 35 years. And what it basically means is that the yen carry trade, which has facilitated, this is probably why the crypto crashed and why you see people pulling out of NVIDIA. The yen carry trade was a free blank check for the world to invest in our markets, in crypto, in every asset on the planet where you could borrow in cheap yen and then take that money and buy assets in the United States, even treasuries, and make that spread without any risk at all. And now the cost of carrying that trade, the difference between the yen and the dollar, is so much that trade's dead. And I think you'll start to see reverberations where liquidity is not, it's kind of like a balloon with a tiny little hole in it. And if you have a constant flow of air, you might keep it inflated. The minute you start to withdraw that air, bang, it starts to deflate.
Instantly.
Can I put a question on?
Oh, hold on. Let me just get this one, John, and then we'll go. Paul wants to know if 40% Kennedy's worth holding, or should I trade for 90%?
They're worth holding, but they're a pain in the ass because it's the same weight with 40% silver instead of 90. They take up a lot of space.
Yeah.
But you know, the one thing about 40% Kennedy's, I don't know what it costs for them, but let's say they're $7, $8 or whatever they are a piece. I don't know what they are, but you want to talk about a guaranteed investment where it can never lose more than getting to 50 cents. It's an option. When they were $2-3, it was an easy sell, but I don't know. They're more hassle than it's worth.
But I will say for 90% where it's priced right now, you just can't go wrong. Absolutely not. All right, go ahead. Put that one up for there. Hayden George, is there a chance that the COMEX could shut down during this episode?
Oh, no, I thought it was comment.
I think he means COMEX.
She thought you were talking about that A1.
Oh yeah,
whatever.
I know that he meant
comment
COMEX.
is scary shit, by the way. And if those of you that have been watching it, it's supposed to be within I don't know how many hundreds of thousands of kilometers of the Earth in a week or so. It's a scary thing.
Well, you know, I get nightmares.
It's a scary thing.
I know.
This Avi something, the Harvard astronomer, is basically saying that it's acting more like a ship with exhaust than any, and it's doesn't behave like anything from this solar system because it's actually from another solar
Right.
system. Do I think? No, I think the LBMA is would you stop it, dude? The LBMA is in greater peril ultimately in the COMEX because the LBMA is a peer-to-peer over-the-counter market. I trade with you, you trade with me. There's no exchange that can come in and fix all the ills, so to speak. Whereas the COMEX is an exchange with a platform, and they do have rules that will protect their existence. In other words, cash settle, force majeure. But that's the same thing as a default. That's the same thing as shutting down. The whole system is gummed up, but I believe the real danger is in London, more so than New York.
Yeah. Enjoy being also on Sano. 100-ounce bar, you're limiting who's going to buy it back from you. As in you want to sell it privately very easily. When it triples in value, small denominations means more versatility in use. True. I mean, 100-ounce bars, I think, are great tools for times like this right now in IRAs. We like to use the larger bars. IRAs closer to spot, as Andy's mentor, Richard Russell, said. It's, at least in his opinion, it's about the ounces that count. So certainly the more premium you spend, the less ounces silver you'll acquire. So in an IRA where you have a tax advantage to get as much silver as you can get, that's what I would do.
This is who's annoying me.
Yeah.
She is cute though.
She is adorable.
She just wants to be held.
She doesn't. She loves you.
She does, but she doesn't stop. I mean, she won't leave me alone. Like I don't have enough stress in my life.
You don't have nothing to stress about. Oh, here's a good one. This one's for Jana, I think. R&B would like to know, Andy, do you guys sell the T-shirt you're wearing or any other bling?
No, we're giving it away.
We're giving it away.
Oh,
but
wait, hold on.
It'll take
Yeah.
us 6 years to get it.
No, it won't. We're good. We got it going on. Hold on.
Kind of like your gift, your gift, which you can't wear.
Oh,
not
I
allowed.
have some tonight.
Right, but it wasn't
Still
mine.
wasn't mine.
Right.
Kind of a gift is that, dude.
By the way, I work too, you know.
Not a good gift.
Hold on, let me see something. I have to go and see, where are we? I want to see what we're at in terms of our subscribers. Last time, okay, so we're getting there. So right now we are at 85.7 thousand subscribers. We are less than 15,000 away.
5,700, by the way.
What'd I say?
You mathematically challenged.
I don't know what I said. I'm a little tired today. 85,700
Well done.
subscribers.
Good job.
We're all under 15,000 to 100,000, and we're doing something big. We haven't discussed what it will be, but I am making sure that it's going to be big. They don't know it yet. No, it's going to be
Fantasy Island.
That's a good one. By the way, get me a white tuxedo. I will be perfect. Little fingerprint.
Yeah.
Bling.
Yes.
But I will do that, accompanied with quite a bit of metal that you're going to be giving away,
Okay.
and bling.
And you in a little white tuxedo would be worth it.
By the way, I think I did that on the AI thing that you showed me.
Yeah.
Me and you were inside of the vault.
And how did it? You made us.
I think it looked too good that if I showed you, you would have never let me live it down.
Program. I have to see it.
Yeah, it was really good. It was inside a vault. I'm sure you do. I think I probably deleted it, or I put it in the hidden folders that you never would see.
Not cool.
I know, but not cool for you.
I dare you to send it to me.
Of course you do. Of course, I'm not. Listen, we're not back in like 8th grade where I dare you to.
But we kind of are.
I know, that is
my
true.
wife said I haven't grown up yet.
Well, you don't want to grow up like that.
Peter
I get
Pan.
it. All right, here we go. Kent Monday.
Definitely Peter Pan.
Andy, just a big solid thank you for everything. The drummer always gets the least recognition and least groupies. Keep hitting that drum, brother. Your reach and impact is global. Well, listen, Kent, I appreciate you saying that. We get some.
Talking to you.
No, I know. I'm saying it on your behalf. We get some people that make some silly comments that about Andy, that he is just. I don't even want to say certain stupid things that some of these idiots say. Listen, there's nobody.
Anyone who ever says that never built something from scratch, their own, and finds joy in doing the right thing. And if I were going to write a book, I would write How to Get to the Top Without Being a Prick.
Yeah.
I mean, why not? Do what's right, and what goes around comes around. That's the way life works. That's
Haters
karma.
gonna hate. You know that. Haters gonna hate. That's just the bottom line. Yeah, that's it. All right, here we go. This one's a hard one to.
I can't see it.
I'm gonna read it, but
It's blurry.
I'm gonna let you answer it. Paul wants to know, what are your thoughts on monetary metals program lending your gold? Seems to open you to counterparty risk. Thoughts?
Well, that does open you to counterparty risk, and I have nothing bad to say about monetary metals. I can tell you, for me, the thought would be, look, silver's up 70%, gold's up 60 or thereabouts. Is it worth it for you, maybe, to relinquish your metals to make another 3 or 4% for a term and a period of time? The one thing that I find the most disconcerting about it, and again, never heard a bad thing about it, they're doing a good business as far as I can tell, is that, and maybe I'm wrong because I'm not the expert on it, but when you give them your silver eagles or your gold eagles and they give you credit and they're paying you a VIG, a return they lend it to jewelry, they convert it into bars and lend it to jewelry companies and whatnot for fabrication, you get it back. So even if the jewelry company is the soundest company in the world and they pay back, there's no guarantee you get back what you gave. And look at gold buffaloes as an example. Now they have a $300 premium. What if you had done that and what they gave you back when you cash out is in bar form? Well, you just cost yourself a couple $100 an ounce. Is that worth it? Does that erase some of the possible gain? Maybe.
It's 8%. I mean, right now, $300.
If you're getting 3% and you're losing 8, does it work? And again, I got nothing but respect. I've never heard a bad word about Keith or his company. And all I can say is that the delineation or the question you should ask yourself, is it worth it to give up custodianship for a fixed period of time to make that kind of return in a market that is giving us these outsized returns? Maybe it is, maybe it isn't. I think,
well, I mean,
custody is a big thing.
It is. And I think that's why what we're working on right now with being able to not Miles Franklin as a bank, but certain things that we're trying to put together. And of course, Rick Rule has his battle bank.
We'll be part of that also.
Yeah.
I already decided. I mean, Rick will be in all of our vaults.
But you know, that's a different type of program, because there you're actually keeping your metals where they are.
Yes, you're relinquishing custody of them to their
vault in the same location you have
to
your
their
metals.
escrow account or whatever. But yes, at least it's in the vault. And when you pay it back, if you pay it back tomorrow, you get your metals back. With these leases and these loans, there is a time period where you can't say, I want my metal back in a few days. It ain't going to happen.
It's almost like having when you're taking a mortgage or anything. This would be no prepayment penalty, because you can't get your metals back until a certain time has elapsed, which is a very different type of loan. Let's go here. $52,000. Gold Eagles say $50 US on them. Silver Eagles say $1 on them. Does that matter? Will they ever change the denominations? No, we just talked about it, because what doesn't make, well, I mean, it makes sense, because back in the day when platinum was 2 times the value of gold, the platinum eagle has a $100 currency struck on it.
But I think the real question is, like, who in their right mind would,
no one.
Some people say it's because U.S. government shows gold at 42.22 an ounce.
Yes.
I don't believe it. Whatever the reason is, the only reason I can think they have any face value on it at all is that it's struck by the U.S. Treasury as legal tender.
Right, that's it.
So they got to put some denomination on it, but other than that, it's pretty much irrelevant.
Yeah. All right. Let's. What time is it? What are we going on?
10 more
All right, we got
minutes.
10 more minutes. Okay.
54 minutes.
Okay. Dave Weber. I see silver going to $1,076 per ounce. Is it even possible? And I think that we need to see 100 before we see 1,076.
Well, let's do the math. If the geologic ratio right now is 7 to 1, let's put gold at 5,000 divided by 714. So if it's at it's got it, you're talking.
What if we go to Rickards?
Rickard says 24,000. That's the number he says gold will go to when revalued based upon, I think, the M2 money supply and the gold that we supposedly own. Even if you divided that by 42, which is the average ratio between the two for the last 100 years, that's only 571. So yeah, you'd have to see a 12 to 1 ratio at 24,000. It's lofty, but I'll say this. The one thing absolute that I've learned, and there are very few absolutes in the world, especially in finance, there's probabilities, but absolutes are rare. The one absolute I have learned is that markets go higher than anyone ever thinks possible to the upside, and bear markets fall further to the downside than anyone thinks possible. When I started in 1989, 1990, the Dow Jones was around 2,100, and the Nikkei was around 40,000. The Nikkei made it all the way down to about 12,000 and just recently got back to where it was for a minute. I don't know what it's at now. I think it's under that number, but it took a generation to get there. And at the same time, the Dow's gone from 2,000 to over 40. So, you know, who would have ever thunk it? Maybe, who knows? In a world where gold and silver have been suppressed to support the illusion of Western market supremacy, where are you going?
I figure out what I think I know what we're going to give away.
And it's over there?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
It's so heavy.
That would be
How much does this weigh?
that would be about 40 pounds if it were real.
If it were real, what do you mean? Of course it's real.
Yeah.
It's your house.
Yeah, it's a piggy bank.
You own Mount. Oh, it is.
Yeah.
Piggy bank. I thought it was real gold.
Yeah.
I'm going to take it.
You can
You
have
can give
it.
it away.
You can have
No,
it.
no, no. You too can have
Yes.
this.
I'll ask you for-
But well, it would have cost me a lot more if it was real.
I have a picture of me at the Royal Canadian Mint holding one. They're very heavy.
So
I
you
tried
know,
to run, but
do you know what I remember?
didn't work.
I remember when we first started, and you brought me into the vault.
Yeah.
And you showed me the bread loaf.
Yeah.
And you said
Pick it up.
you pick it up with one hand, you own it.
I used to have one in my office in Minnesota.
Yeah.
Said to everyone I ever met, you pick it up with one hand, can't use any leverage, you can have it. Never met anyone who could pick up a 1,000-ounce bar from the top with one hand, no
Yeah.
leverage.
Yeah.
Pretty much impossible.
I don't know if anyone can. I'm sure there's somebody
You
that
know,
can.
probably could, like these monster NBA players with giant
what-
hands, like
because they can go all the way
Shaquille O'Neal
around.
might
Yeah,
be able to do it.
because they can get underneath it. In. All right. Captain Kirk wants to know, Andy, what's the big deal with the privy Silver Eagles and the high premium compared to the regular Silver
Kirk,
Eagles?
I think you should ask Spock. He knows more than I do.
Listen,
However, if he doesn't know, I would simply say it is a way for the U.S. Mint or any of the it's just a way to create. Like, I have a client who has a son who is a Marine, and thank you for your service, who wants to get some of the new Marine privy Silver Eagles. They haven't come out yet. And you can hardly, like the little Silver Eagle privy, it's like this big. It's just a way to add a collectible within the Silver Eagle series.
it's kind of just a marketing ploy.
Of
I
course
think
it
it really is. But, listen, I would say to anyone out there, save your dollars and spend it on silver.
Or spend it on the
weight.
regular
Yeah.
Eagles. You don't need the privy.
Right. Well, the more money you save from a regular Silver Eagle to a Privy Eagle, you're still going to end up with more of the Silver Eagles.
Yeah.
That's it. Just save your money on that.
Yeah.
Don't.
The companies that sell this stuff are trying to pry you from your wallet.
Yeah. And by the way, if you want, buy one. One won't crush the bank, but don't get into the habit of buying them and stacking the privies. I don't think that you're going to do well. We've seen all too often that people getting destroyed on paying such insane premiums on these proof modern day Eagles, on these privies. And then when it comes to turning around and selling them because they potentially need money, the money that we pay as dealers back for them are nowhere. It's almost, like embarrassing for us to give you bids on them, knowing what you paid. I hate to do it. But I know that's why we don't. I mean, I think maybe I've sold, I don't know, maybe a handful of privies in my life, and the reason is because I generally like to steer people away from wasting that money.
Yeah, not worth it.
Buying the regular Eagles is way better to do it.
Do you have a privy vest?
By the way, that would be a good vest that you should have gotten.
A privy.
Christmas?
Well, I can give me like a magic marker. I'll write a little something on your vest.
Oh
Not
my
this one.
God.
Not this one. This
No,
one's
the
a good
one that you got for a birthday present.
Oh, no,
months
I
ago
can't.
that we haven't embroidered yet.
Right. But that one's going to need white embroidery.
Yeah, I know you gave it to him tonight. His birthday was like a year ago.
Yeah.
But I told him,
Right. I have to keep it here, and it's going to be.
You'll see it. It's like the roller skates that
By the
my
way,
daughter bought. My daughter
I
got
saw the
roller
pink
skates 3 years ago. I said to my wife, they will never leave, and they've been. She's
in
in
that
college,
same place since you moved in here. I know.
pretty much.
one of them, she's she wasn't big on midnight.
I've been asking my wife to wear them like roller girl.
Oh yeah,
She would eat
Dirk
them.
Diggler.
Yeah.
Aurora Stacker, Andy, can you guys get a monster box of 1/10 ounce?
You already
Well, yeah.
you did that.
Well, it's a different.
Yes, we can,
Yeah.
but you don't want to have it shipped to you in a box. You have to have it shipped to commercial location. By Brinks, it'll cost you a lot of money. We would open the box, ship you in several boxes, and then send you the empty box and the straps. Unless you want to pay, because that's free. You ship it by Brinks, it ain't free, and it's going only to a commercial address.
Yep, that's it. All right, here we go.
We can only ship 150,000 per package.
This is Moldunite says, is there an optimal ratio for purchasing gold, silver right now? Is it best to just go all in on silver, then trade for gold later when the ratio goes to 40-1 or better? Certainly, I think, I'm not going to speak for Andy, but I think that we're all on the same pages. What, that I won't speak for?
Yeah.
Just a mess.
In general, it's
Yeah.
probably good.
Well, I wouldn't say that, but I would say that probably does make sense. I would go in right now. I know Andy loves his gold, as do I, but I think right now with the ratio still being at that 78 to 82 ratio, I still think that you're going to be better off buying your silver today and swapping it for gold at a later date when we're
Because
41.
the football game is on here in the background, Monday Night Football. Let's use a football analogy. Tie game, one play left on the 5-yard line. You got to score a touchdown. You got this one play. That's a surefire play. And almost every time you've done it, you score. And that is what I would say the silver to gold ratio trade is. It's almost a sure thing. It's the best calculated speculation I've ever seen. You buy silver at 88-1, knowing it's coming out of the ground at 7-1 geologically, 16-1 geologically for 5,000 years. Now it's depleting, falling to 7-1. It's disappearing, manipulated by the West to create this illusion of worthless silver to, I believe, support the military industrial complex's need for silver. No one wants silver. Don't look here. Not about price. It's about everyone realizing its true value. U.S. government just did call it a critical mineral. China did too. The point of it is that it's way out of whack because the West has suppressed the paper price where 400 paper contracts to every 1 ounce. That's going to end. But even that one great play, you can fumble, you can trip, you can get intercepted. The problem with that ultimately could be, well, maybe gold, like the gold buffalo, you can't find it. I still think it's probably the best trade. It's a trade of a generation, but it's not fail safe. And
No.
The worst thing is you end up with a bunch of silver, which in my mind is a substitute for gold. Right now at 88 ounces, historically 16 should be a lot less geologically, 7-1. So yes. But I'm never really a fan about going all in, maybe put a little bit in gold
Yeah.
and kind of dip your toe into it.
80-20 maybe?
Yeah,
You know,
70-30,
yeah,
80-20.
70-30, 80-20. All right, let's get a couple more.
2
and
more,
then,
3 more.
Yeah. All right,
Then we're
let's
done.
go. Yeah. This guy Luke Miller wants to know, will we see $40 silver? Well, we already saw $40 silver.
No, we hope he's saying, will we see it again? It's
I don't
gonna
think
fall
so.
back.
I personally don't believe that we will see $40 silver again. I don't. I think it's certainly
Every
it's all
time
possible.
we've seen the price fall to places where it shouldn't be, the reaction of the market is nah, and premiums go parabolically higher than the fall of the spot. Spot would fall by 10, premiums go up 12.
Well, that's what I was going to say. In terms of if you're looking to wait,
There's too
metals
much
to
physical
come in.
demand.
Yeah,
It'll
there's
just be gobbled up just like that.
that's what I was going to say. I mean, just like we saw back in March of 23, spot was only 18, 19, $20 around that time frame, but premiums on Eagles then jumped to $20, $18 over spot.
The big banks that have suppressed the paper price have to be saying, we get on the wrong side of this and we get a bunch of people saying we want delivery. It's an existential threat. I don't think you'll see it. And if you will, it will be a blip. Back up the truck if you do, but I would say no.
Well, look, I mean, we just saw in that bad downturn several weeks back, we saw it go from 53 and change down to 46. And just like that, we were back up to 54.
Yep.
I mean, again, it's the things that you were saying back in the day that it was, silver was typically making that 20 cents, 40 cents moves. Then we started seeing the one. Now we're seeing $2 moves as much more commonplace.
But when silver's $20, a $2 move's 10%.
Right.
When it's $50, a $2 move is 4%.
That's right.
So the higher you go, these moves are freaking people out dollar wise. But think of the percentage. It's the same thing when people say the Dow Jones is down 400 points. Big deal. That's 1%.
It's nothing.
Right. So
It's absolutely
think
nothing.
of the bigger the number, the scarier the percentage in dollar terms. But in reality, it shouldn't scare you because it's the same percentage.
Oh, I like this question. Moldenite, kind of on the heels of the other question. If someone goes all in on silver, hoping to trade for gold later when the ratio normalizes or shrinks, is there a risk?
What?
Is there a risk, Andy, that there won't be gold available for them to swap?
That's what I just said. That is the risk. That's the fumble or the interception. You try to trade back and gold isn't plentiful, like the gold buffalo. That is the only risk I see. Could happen, could it? Yeah. I mean, after what we've seen in the last several years under the Biden administration and the pandemic, can we really say that the crazy can't happen? If I would have told you in 2019, you're all going to be wearing, I remember watching Chris Martinson, who changed my life because I told our operations to go out on margin, spend every penny we have and buy everything we have, anything you can find all the way into the summer. In December of 2020, when I was watching his podcast, and he said, in a month or two, there's this virus. He's an epidemiologist and a hell of an economist. And he said, in a month or two, people will be wearing masks and you'll be getting stink eye if you're not wearing it. I'm like, holy crap. I remember going to the club and telling a friend of mine at Lifetime as we're working out and freaked him out. He hardly ever talked to me. He bought a gun from me. And then pretty much I freaked him out. He didn't talk to me for a year because it freaked him out so bad.
That you told him that?
I said, oh, and he called me and said, you were right. My God, I'm sorry. And we're all good now. But point of it is that if I would have told you this stuff's going to happen, that meritocracy will be thrown out the window for lifestyle, that they're going to let 20 million people cross the border illegally, that the Justice Department will be disgraced, that the electoral process will be in question. If I said all that, you wouldn't believe it. No. So who's to say? I think you have to prepare for the worst and hope for the best.
Right. I agree with that. All right. We're going to two more, and I know which one I'm going to end on. So we're going to ask one more.
World is fluid, man.
It is.
Crazy. We live in an environment here in our little complex where every day I'm blown away by the stuff I see. It's just insanity.
This one we'll go with. PJ Bowler says, it's been getting said for a long time that you're going to get Michelle McCory on one of these live Q&As.
I've been trying.
Well, we got her on. We got her to show up.
She waved.
She did.
Michelle, come on. Come visit one time. It'd be great.
What about for the holiday?
I think for the holidays, it would be lovely, Michelle. I know you're watching.
Michelle,
lovely.
Text me and tell me that you're going to come on for the.
You don't have to be here. We can do it wherever you are.
Yeah. And then
she'll steal the show, though.
And then we're gonna she won't steal it.
Actually, she has an amazing sense of humor. You can give her lots of shit and she'll take it.
Trust me, I know. Michelle, I know that you're listening, so text me and tell me that you'll come on.
That was one of the things that I was most delightfully surprised by is her sense of humor, and she is not afraid to mix it up. I like that about her.
No, she's great. All right, let's go with the last one that I thought was the good one. Jason Pate says, you all got to wear white tuxedos for the giveaway. I think that's what we do.
Should we do it from Fantasy Island?
Let's go back to Aruba.
Not Fantasy Island.
No, there was no fantasy.
St. Bart's might be.
There was no fantasy on that island, by the way.
Right.
That's for sure. We didn't get to do much in Aruba.
No, we pretty much stayed in the hotel room the whole time.
Well, it's a good thing we didn't stay in the
Hotel
truck.
Island. Welcome to Hotel Island.
We didn't stay in the truck.
No, that truck. The truck smell.
Still working on that.
That
problem.
was.
Still smell.
Did you lose the?
I don't know yet. I would say it's still under investigation.
Very funny for another.
This one's a self-deprecating one. Leah says, "Tattoo, let Andy speak, please. Sometimes you interrupt him too much." Leah, if we let Andy speak, we'll be here for another 7 hours. Trust me, Jana.
Yes, please.
Jana says to me, how the hell do you talk so much? Like I had 4 or 5 podcasts today. I've been talking since 8 a.m. And let's talk.
All right. Michelle responded, and she responded with the best thing I could.
What'd she say?
So I texted Michelle and I said, you have to come on for December Q&A. And she wrote, only if you let me wear a vest. You can actually, Michelle, you can come over and pick any, even the one that Andy and Jana gave me that they're taking away from me because it wasn't done. So now I can't wear it. You can wear that one. Can I give that vest that's mine, but not really mine, to Michelle?
See, I'd let her use a vest, but I don't think I own any. Maybe
That's a
one. I have maybe one.
Michelle, you can definitely wear any vest of mine that you want. Just not a light vest. We wore that one in Aruba. It was not nearly as fashionable, right?
Which one?
We got the light vest.
Yeah.
It's not as much fun.
Yeah, it's not.
No,
No.
but all right. I
Last
think
question.
that all right. One
Last
more.
one.
All right, last
Damn it,
one.
Kevin.
Let's get a good one here.
You can't
I'm gonna
can't stop.
See
It's like
that?
a potato
Leah,
chip.
this is why. Because
right.
we can never get John, pick one for our last one, please.
Oh, God.
And you want to come on camera?
No,
No,
He's not
lipstick?
wearing lipstick.
Okay.
Are you wearing lipstick?
Here, go say hi.
He tipped his hat, his Eden Rock hat. All right, I'm waiting for her. All right. I'm gonna ask Andy, even though I know that he's not gonna answer this one. He's not gonna answer this one. Carmen, I'm gonna apologize.
What?
No.
What?
Is that annoying?
A little bit.
All right, fine. Carmen,
I have that same sweatshirt, by the way.
I know.
have it. I love that.
I think
Who
we
knows
got
what?
it.
Let's say. Who knows what this means? Does anyone know where that sweatshirt came from? I know because I have the same one. I'll give you a hint. I got mine at Soldier Field.
No, you didn't.
I got
Yeah, I did. I got it at Soldier.
He said that we.
no. I got mine in Vegas.
Right, I got mine at Soldier Field.
And you did, you got it.
No, I got it. I have a picture. Remember we went through this before and I proved to you and I showed you the picture. You're like, oh, that's right.
All right, you ready for Carmen's our last answer? But you can't read it, but you have to answer it.
Okay.
Carmen wants to know what is your silver per ounce projection by the end of the year? Because I know you hate more than anything giving a projection.
I don't know.
How about
Carmen.
Why don't you give a good one? Why don't you sit between like 40 and 100?
I like
There you
that.
go.
Between 40 and 100. I don't know. It's a guess.
But you can go back a few weeks and you can see what, because he has a lot to lose.
I think I
said
said $60.
well, I said 60, 70 by year end.
I think I was.
We're only 20% away, which by the way, 20% in a market like this is nothing. It's just it's already been, we're already at
See the
70%.
forest.
Yeah,
Don't
through
look
the
at the
trees.
trees. No,
That's
don't
right.
look at the rustling leaves. See the forest. Reminds me of the story of the sheepdog and his son and they're looking down over
Somehow I have
the
a
sheep.
feeling we're going to hear that story.
No, it's a very gratuitous joke, so I'm not going to say it.
Mm.
But nonetheless, see the whole flock instead of the individual sheep. And
just say
flock. Yes.
Okay, in a different sense. But okay, that's fine.
I got you.
All right. Well, listen, it's been another wonderful week.
Should we say it's been real, it's been fun, but not real fun?
No.
Yes.
Can we just say, people, like, let's get some new followers?
Yes. So listen, this is what we need from everybody out there. We need just around 14,700
By
new
tomorrow
subscribers.
morning would be preferred.
We are it would be great if we can have a pre-Christmas celebration, insane giveaway, swag, gold, silver, platinum. Do we have palladium to give away? We'll get some. Palladium. We'll do it
How
all.
about a round of golf? We fly him out here and play around of golf.
That would, you know what? People would love to actually do that. I think that's a great idea.
But that's kind
But
of
you might-
prejudice to the non-golfers.
But they can just ride around the golf cart with you. Just make
Even
sure
better.
you wear earplugs because it doesn't stop. What?
You know, it's an art to be able to communicate to people, right?
Oh yeah. I
Ever
know.
been around your kids? They don't say a word because they're busy texting.
Mine?
Any of them.
Yeah. Yeah, but not
You know,
us.
communication is what builds
I
relationships,
know.
and trust,
I know.
and love.
Well, you and I don't text, we speak. Do you ever notice that?
I don't really. We talk more than we speak, don't we?
You and I don't talk a lot.
You're my wife. On that one.
I think we speak probably definitely more than we text. Plus, I always see you.
Right.
But yeah, I think that it's an important thing. It is a lost art. There's another thing
There's
that's a
another
lost
thing.
art. I don't think we're going to say it, but it is a lost art. Yes, it is.
I would love to see
Monday nights are absolutely my favorite nights. And when we do it on Tuesday nights, then Tuesday nights are my favorite nights. But
all
it's
good
always,
things.
it's always a pleasure.
Time with Andy, your favorite night?
It is. It's always a pleasure. But
And I
it's not
think
just Andy.
You should.
It's with you, with or without lipstick. I'm okay.
For those of you that watched Charlie's Angel as a kid, like, you know, when you're a perverted 9-year-old like Kevin was. You know, like you ever watch Charlie's, and there was that voice, Charlie, you never got to see his face. That's my wife. And we always tell her to come on, but she says, I don't have lipstick. She's here.
What was the show with Tim Allen where his face was Home Alone?
No, Home
Home
Improvement.
Improvement, where his face was always
Yeah.
under the fence.
Yeah.
You never saw his face. That's kind of like what that is, except you see my face.
Maybe you should wear a mask from now on.
No, I can't breathe in those things.
That mask that your friend wore at the restaurant. was
Oh, it was
priceless.
insane. That was
His friend went to dinner at a fancy restaurant and wore a Mexican wrestling mask the whole dinner.
It was a little shocking. Yeah, it was.
It's true.
It was true. It was.
It's the kind of thing that if someone rang your doorbell wearing that mask, you'd shoot them.
How did he eat? He like literally lifted it, like put his food, and then he put it back down. He had a little, but it's only a little slit. You can't like eat it. It was like food would be everywhere. It was just disaster. All right. In any case, once again, thank you for joining tonight. We appreciate it. We would love for you to tell your friends, tell your family, get some more subscribers to the channel. If you liked it, slam the like button. Let's get some new subscribers. We're looking to add about another 14,500 in the next, call it, month.
20 minutes.
We will be doing a monster giveaway for 100,000 subscribers. We have to get it through Jana, but I think she's okay with it. I think she's on board. She will ship.
Yeah, right.
And we will see you. Are we here next week? Are you here next week?
I think so.
What's next week? Oh, wait, next week is Thanksgiving week. So, yeah.
Yeah.
Is Josh going to be here?
Yes, Josh will.
He'll be here Monday? Oh, no, he's going to be Wednesday.
He could jump on.
Oh, we could
in
get Josh
first.
on.
He could come down.
We
I
could.
think he's here then.
So, yeah, maybe we'll have.
Val Gilovich come on.
Yeah, and then maybe we'll have Andy's son Josh, who is of course also at Miles Franklin, on with us. He is another brainchild. Play some little Grateful Dead on the. Well, thank you, Lee Glass. I appreciate that. He says thank you, Tattoo and Walter. Walter,
Listen to me. You have no idea how.
Started.
I didn't.
Did I start it?
No, people here started it. Your fans started. They said, "Wait a minute. I was looking for Andy, but instead I see Walter Matthau and Tattoo." Listen, I love this guy. He's an actor, phenomenal actor, and he only gets younger with age.
Do you know what movie he was in? Grumpy Old Men, and now I'm very grumpy.
I'm
I'm the
listen,
old man. We know that.
and he was with in Grumpy Old Men.
Jack Lemmon. You were Jack Lemmon. He wasn't so pretty either, you know.
I know, but I'm definitely way better looking than Jack Lemmon. I mean, let's call a spade a spade. Hey, thank you guys for watching. It was a blast. I'm going to go home and finish work. He's going to watch the football game, finish his drink. We will see you a week from tonight. Let's get halfway to what we need to by next week. I appreciate you all coming in. We'll see you next week.
Cheers.
Salud.